Malcolm Shabazz, Haja Malcolm El Shabazz. I'm the grandson, namesake, and first male heir of a great Muslim revolutionary leader by the name of El Hajj Malik El Shabazz, more widely known to the masses as Malcolm X. For those of you who don't know what we do, we've been on a campaign to raise awareness and promote unity. That's what's really important to me. The two most controversial topics are that of politics and religion. So anything that you do that revolves around politics and religion it opens up a room for a lot of debate. I say education because my grandfather once stated that education is our passport to the future, for tomorrow only belongs to those who plan and prepare for it today. Huey P. Newton of the Black Panther Party stated that no movement is successful without the support of the people. And my thing is that in order to have the support of the people, they must be educated and made aware of the cause and the plight that we're in. Because many times, many of us aren't even aware of our own plight and the condition that we're in. Harriet Tubman once stated that she could have freed a lot more slaves if only they realized that they were slaves. So that means that during the time of a physical slavery with chains, shackles, whips, lynchings, you have brothers and sisters that you couldn't convince to try to flee from that plantation due to their thorough indoctrination. They knew nothing else. And this is something that's happened with many of us today, where many of us are slaves and we don't even realize that we're slaves. And I'm real excited about being back here in Philly. It's always an honor and pleasure to be here. Philly, we call it the East Coast Oakland. The spirit, the energy of the people, we call it the East Coast Oakland. And it's also good, one of the things I noticed about Philly, see a lot of the women stepping up to the plate. A lot of women putting in work, more so than a lot of other places as well. Share with you briefly, I was in upstate box prison. I was there 23 and a half hours locked down. And when you reach a certain level, they give you a pair of headphones, and you can plug in the headphones and you can listen to CNN. So during that half an hour period of when we get wrecked, we would step out into the back of our cell. There's a cage. So there would be hundreds of brothers that were stepped out there into these cages, and we could all speak to each other, but we couldn't see each other. So for years, you might talk to this brother every day, but you never see his face. It's interesting because a lot of people would think that everybody behind the walls is a gangster, thug, criminal, cold-hearted, cold-blooded, uncouth, which just isn't the case. Because some of the most intelligent brothers I ever met in my life have been behind that wall, and I can see why they're there and why the system doesn't want to let them go, doesn't want to let them out. But the brothers, they would be debating, they'd be going back and forth in a real respectful manner, and I would sit back and I would listen. But what I noticed is that everything that they were debating about was just a different opinion, a different spin, a different viewpoint of all the exact same information that they all got from the same source, CNN. So it made me think, well, what about the people who control CNN? What about the people who control this information that's put out to the people? That's very dangerous. And my grandfather, he once stated that the media is a very dangerous thing because they have the power to make the victim look like the oppressor and the oppressor look like the victim. But the same people who control all the major media outlets are the same people who control all the major distribution for music out of New York. The same people who control Hollywood. All the same people that control all three branches.
Thoughts become things. Reality is anything he can envision, then it gotta be his. Big dreamer, so far-fetched. A lot of people can't seem to see what he sees, but yet I keep going, hoping and relying on